I have a controversial take. I've been seeing a lot of videos on my For You page where women are breaking down how they split expenses with their partner. This is typically people who are not married. I feel like when you're married, everything changes, but how people split expenses with their partner, right? Any arrangement other than one where the man is paying for like 99.9 to 100% of that woman's life is met with comments that are so crazy. All the comments are like, oh my God, you better run for the hills, like you are being taken advantage of. One comment I saw, and this is a real comment, actually said, I don't even get my wallet out to buy my boyfriend coffee. Like I would literally never do something like that. I'm genuinely perplexed at what universe I'm living in. We're shelling out $10 to buy your boyfriend a coffee as like a nice gesture because you're in a relationship is seen as like unacceptable. I'm not even gonna get into like how harmful this is and against progress it goes, progress that women have made to have pay equality and have a seat at the table in the workplace. I'm not even gonna get into that. What I am gonna get into is just what it means to be a good partner. If you were in an arrangement where you don't pay for anything in your relationship, what happens if your boyfriend loses their job? Like, is that when you maybe start to chip in? Are you there to weather the storm? Or are you out? Like, are you leaving them? I also wonder, like, what if you get a huge promotion at work and you are the breadwinner now, you make more money? Are you still not chipping in? I think every woman loves to feel, courted or wooed and being taken out to dinner or to dates and given gifts. Like, that is not what I'm saying is a problem here. What I'm just being judgmental of, and I'll be totally honest about that, is how does that not begin to feel transactional when it's your everyday, when every single aspect of your life is being paid for? How you and your partner split finances is truly so personal and really no one's business. Like, if whatever arrangement you have works for you, that's like actually all that matters. But the reason that I'm even being a little bit openly judgmental about it is because so many of these women who are in this type of arrangement where their partner pays for everything are so loudly judgmental of women who split expenses evenly or split expenses proportionate to their income. The most recent video I watched, this woman was just saying that for vacations, usually her and her partner will buy their own flights and they'll split like hotels or Airbnbs, and then he'll usually pay for all the meals and she'll pay for like smaller meals. And all of the comments were telling her to leave this man. And that's where I'm just like, wait a second, what? And I will never feel bad for a man, right? Like, we live in a patriarchal society. You won't catch me feeling bad for a man. But I will say this type of mindset also reinforces a lot of harmful principles of toxic masculinity, which in the end not only harms men, but women too.
Well, I think, and thank you for speaking out about this, but I think what's actually happening here is the way you think about things. A lot of things is actually harmful. The way you think about society is actually harmful. The way you think about a lot of men is actually harmful. It's just now that the girlies are coming for you. And so I thought friendly fire. I thought we were all on the same team. No, if you're going to be, and this is what a lot of modern women run into. This is the issue that a lot of modern women run into right here, is them thinking, oh, hey, everybody's got a consensus. Everybody's going to be doing the same thing. We all agree on the same thing. Everybody believes the same thing, until they come for you and they're like, actually, no, what men have been saying is actually correct. We don't want equality. We want total domination. We are superior to men. We think that. As a matter of fact, we know that in our bones. Nothing can convince us otherwise. And if you're not on board with that, so it's like, oh, it's always going to be something wrong with the man. If he's doing 100% or 99% of the bills, run for the hills. He's going to try to control you, right? The best combination is for you to have your own money and then have him pay for the 99% of everything, right? Have your own money. And by having your own money, I mean you being a strong, independent woman that don't need no man. You have the boss babe job. You flaunt on him. You tell him, hey, this is my money. I'm going to keep my money. You're not going to get anything from me. And he's okay with that. The man is 6 foot tall, 6-pack. He's a provider man. He's a generous man, as you guys like to call it. Super generous. He's an double alpha male who allows you to keep your 6-figure salary. And he's got a $500,000 salary. So everything is paid for. You don't really even have to go to work. You just do it because it's your passion, and you spend all day working on a yacht, which is really not work at all. You call it work, but it's really just you laying in the sun, and then maybe for like 30 minutes, you're not doing anything. 30 minutes aside, you're not doing anything, but showing you, that's what you're doing actually. You have an OF. You have an OF. You're showing your cheeks is what you're doing. That's the post. That's how you, and he's okay with that. By the way, none of that money from OF is being spent on him. So you also have that other element of it. But like I said, you guys are okay with all these other women talking down on men until it comes to you. And they're like, now, let's get you in order. That's what you have to start to understand. At some point in time, it's going to come back to you. At some point in time, these modern women are so ruthless and aggressive, you're going to get hit with it too.
That phrase, money can never unlame a lame, is so fucking real. Like, I think I never realized that shit until I watched a lame get money. And it's so crazy how, like, they start talking crazy. Niggas who never got no pussy. Not to say high school is not the barometer. Like, anybody who really, like, basing shit on high school is weird. Like, all the nerds that I knew in high school, for the most part, are doing very well for themselves. And it's not like they couldn't get bitches because they were losers. It's because they were probably shy or something. I'm specifically talking about those guys who were not shy, very outspoken, but still could not get no bitches, could not get no pussy. Them niggas, lame as fuck. And when they get money, bro, oh my God, it's so cold. They become even lamer. Like, watching them niggas behave on Instagram, I would never fuck you, ever. I don't give a fuck. And it'd be so funny because these niggas go out the country and, start fucking bitches. And now they think they's fucking God's gift, bro. Now they think they God's gift. Bitches still don't want you, my guy. Like, niggas will travel and fuck on prostitutes and think that makes you, now you a cool ass nigga. Nigga, that bitch needed $100, okay? And you gave it to her. That bitch was hungry as fuck and you took her out to eat. Like, I swear to God, niggas be like basing whether or not they get bitches on sex workers. And, as a former sex worker, as a dancer, you know what I mean? We be like, do y'all not understand that we will say anything to get that bread? Okay? Hello? Like, we're gonna be the most, whatever type of bitch you want, that's the type of bitch I'm gonna be in the club when I'm trying to get that. Oh, you want a submissive bitch? You ain't gonna hear me say motherfucking P. Oh, you like a loud bitch?
Right there at the end there. Right there at the end there is my point. You got on here talking about how men are lame and they're this, and that. Who's the real lame though? Somebody that's faking to be something for money. So basically you're a con artist. You're in so many ways a thief is what you are. You're fake. Well, anything to get the money. You have no morals that you stand on. You have no principles that you stand on. You honestly, with the way that you act, have no value. But here you are talking about a man that comes in the same environment that you found yourself in, conning people. Well, this is not who I am. I'll talk to you the way you want. I'll do anything for you. Oh, I don't really like them guys. So basically you're a loser is what you are. But here you are talking about men being lame and losers. Oh, yeah, y'all don't understand. No, men understand. Men understand I'm coming in here for a service. This is what I want you to do with my money. I want to give you the money, shut up, and do what I tell you to do. What do you think is going to happen here? What do you think the arrangement is? Are you okay? Your shift is over. It's over. Go by McDonald's, get you something to eat. Go home, take a shower, brush your teeth, go to bed.
And one thing we need to normalize 2026, if you a man and you not paying for a girl hair, nails, lashes, anything, when she tell you that she's getting it done and you're not paying, don't ask to see it, okay? Don't ask to see it. Don't ask to me no videos. Ask FaceTime when you done nothing. If you're not sending that money through, mind your business. Thank you.
Men love to complain that having homegirls is not for the weak, but no, having homeboys is not for the weak. Because why am I mid-crash out and my homeboy's gonna go, I told you so? Sir, go ahead and Google what happens when you don't have a hyoid bone. Go ahead.
I'm not a mathematician or a statistician, but I'm starting to believe that if you are over 30, still single, and you're good looking, there's about a 78.6% chance that you're toxic. Oh, and that's only if you're a male. Doesn't apply to females. Sorry.
Okay, I'm a little bit lost, so I'm gonna need all the straight males to explain this to me. Why are you guys on the hip thrust? Why are you guys on the hip thrust machine? Please explain it. I'm over here trying to grow my ass, and you guys are hogging the main machine that grows my ass. Like, you know what? As much as I don't like it, like, I perfectly understand, like, being on the Stairmaster. Like, yeah, that's really good cardio. I don't understand why you guys are on the hip thrust. Who gonna be the girls?
Do you guys know that hip mobility is important for long-term health? You know that older people tend to get their hips replaced. They tend to get joints replaced. So if a man is in there exercising his hips, you don't think that makes sense for a man to exercise his hips? Do y'all go to the doctor? And the doctor says, hey, you need to get some cardio in. Or I can understand the Stairmaster. What do you think that, I mean, is the Stairmaster not a form of cardio? Help me out here. Why don't y'all take y'all sit behind the treadmill or a bike or something like that? You don't need the Stairmaster, just like you don't need the hip thrust. Are you guys okay? Wait your turn. Leave people alone.
If you're a woman who doesn't like men, you can do a much better job of weeding out men who don't like women than a woman who tends to have more positive feelings about men. Any man worth his weight, like any man that I've ever come to like as a human being, has agreed with me on that. Any man who defends men, run. Like any man who isn't like, yeah, you're right, women are fucking great and men are the fucking worst, like you should run away, because that is an insecure man who feels threatened by the fact that you're pointing out something about a general group of people. Whenever a person of color is like, oh yeah, white people are the worst, I'm not like, no, they're not. I'm like, yeah, they are the fucking worst. Like, you're totally right, because I'm not a little bitch and I like myself and I know myself enough to know that they don't necessarily need me. The fact that I'm not a terrible person doesn't take away the fact that they've had experiences with white people that are brutal. If you ever say to a man, men are the fucking worst, and they're like, no, we're not, like, fucking run.
Hey, I know you guys seem to think that communication is only a thing when you guys want it to be. Like, you guys seem to think that y'all can use communication in whatever capacity you want it. Nonverbal cues, just different words that you want to use. If I walk up, like, let's say, for example, if I go to a black person and I say to a black person, black guy, you know, whatever. Hey, bro, man, these white folks crazy, man. I saw this white boy, and this and that. Right? If I say that, they understand what I mean. They understand what I mean because maybe they've had that experience with that person or with, you know, a specific person. They're thinking about a specific person, right? But if I go to a white person and I say, man, you know, these white boys crazy. They did, man, this white man or this white woman, then naturally they're going to be like, I thought we were friends. Like, what's going on? Like, why are you talking like that? Why are you saying this type of stuff all of a sudden? Because it's going to catch them off guard. Because they're going to think about themselves and they're going to be like, what did I do? Like, you know me, you understand how I am. So why is it that you're talking about me like that? So you need to know your audience. You don't just, it's silly for somebody to walk up to a white person and say, oh man, all these white folks are crazy, to a white person. So when you're walking up to a man and say all these men are trash, then it's going to be natural for a man to say, what are you talking about? That doesn't make any sense. Knowing that you're looking me and you're talking to me about all men are trash. Well, I know myself and don't be insecure. No, you need to learn what you're saying and stop saying stupid stuff. Instead of taking accountability for your words and how you're talking to people, you decide to shift blame to the men and say, well, you know, don't be such a baby about it. What if somebody says to you, you know what? Yeah, so what? I didn't do the dishes right. Don't be such a baby about it. Yeah, so what? You know, Every single woman I've come into contact with, they be out there on the street. They be out there engaging in S work. All of them, every single woman. How would you feel about that? You're like, slow down. All these women out here today are S workers. And I said that to you. How would you feel about that? Where'd you get that from? Because it's stupid. It sounds dumb. Now, if I said, man, these women out here, man, if I said that to them, yeah, man, they crazy. Or if you go to your girls and you say, man, these men, what is going on with these men today? They understand that you're not, especially if they have a man. Yeah, man, all these men are crazy. I mean, I love my husband. Bingo. So they just switched through and said, well, my husband, he's the exception to the rule. Oh, and my brother. Oh, and my son. Oh, and my daddy. They're exceptions to the rule. So I know you're not talking about all men. But yeah, all these men, yeah, they're trash. They're trash. Because you're talking to your girl and y'all understand that. But if you're talking to a man, especially a man that's good to you, now you need to learn how to read the room and figure out what to say and how to say it. You remember, you guys want a man that's able to communicate effectively. You remember, you guys want a man that's emotionally intelligent and emotionally mature. This is part of it. Reading the room and seeing what the emotion is and seeing what the sentiment is, seeing what the social environment is. That's a part of your emotional development. Feeling the emotions. I thought y'all had intuition to feel that. Or do y'all just cut that on and off?
I don't date anymore, but I used to date. And these are 5 things that I would do to see if they were predatory. I would make up a fake allergy, like shellfish or corn, to see if they would order that thing. Surprisingly, a huge amount of them would order it. Second of all, I would make up a fake fear, like public bathrooms or dogs. If they mocked me about it, it was a no-go. I would tell them that I had law enforcement in my family, and they would tell me their crimes. One fellow told me that he did 13 years for burning his girlfriend's house down. I'd also tell them that I loved Reddit and Jordan Peterson, and because they thought that I liked that, they would spill all the red pill content that they also consumed. The last thing I would do is I would have some facts that I knew were real facts. And if they tried to dispute my facts, I knew that they thought that their brains were far superior than mine. One of my friends told me that I was manipulative to do these things. 95% of the men that are on those dating apps are predators and are out there to manipulate you to get access to your body.
And this is what I'm saying. Modern women are being called out for their manipulative nature and their manipulative behavior. And instead of it taking accountability and saying, you know what? Yeah. Instead of figuring out a more healthy way, a better way to connect with somebody, I'll just turn around and blame you for it. I think I'll turn around and try to justify why I do the things that I do. I mean, I guess the one that confuses me the most is the one about allergies. Are y'all eating from the same plate? I mean, because if you say say for instance, an allergy to peanuts, what does that have to do with you? You don't have the allergy to peanuts. I mean, you could just say, I hear what you're saying. Unless it's like y'all about to go there and, immediately y'all are about to kiss. What is that? Say, for instance, my wife can't, she's allergic to pineapple. Makes her swell up. Doctor told her, don't touch anything. She won't touch anything having to do with pineapple. Not even artificial pineapple. She won't do anything having to do with it. What does it have to do with me? We went to Fogo de Chao the other day, and they had pineapple. I went up there and got a couple pieces. I went up there and got a couple of pieces of pineapple. Because I'm not allergic to it. Are you okay? What does that have to do with them? If you can't eat it, then you can't eat it. That don't got nothing to do with me. Right? I understand there are specific circumstances where, it might be like a huge, huge, huge allergy. Got it. She can't even touch nobody with it. The scent of it might send her into a breakout. Got it. But that's not all that common. Number one. Number two, maybe you don't understand what facts are. Because if you look up the facts and the statistics, most men aren't going to be trying to assault a woman, essay a woman, or act crazy to a woman. So I don't know where you guys get this foolishness from.
I saw this post today about how, like, in platonic opposite sex relationships, it's not really beneficial to the guy in the friendship. And if he's a decent, good man, he has to do a lot more in the friendship. Hold on. Like, for example, a guy friend called his girlfriend. Maybe he might ask you to put him on with somebody. You need to check him sometimes about dumb stuff that he's doing. Maybe there's like little things you can help him with if y'all are both single, whatever the case is, that he can't do on his own or whatever. There's things that women are just better at, right? But as a homeboy, like as being a male friend to a woman that you genuinely care about, it's like having a little sister. I got to make sure that you're safe, you ate, you get stuck on a road somewhere, I got to come get you, or make sure that you get home, you move in, I got to come help you move. They have a lot more to deal with as a homeboy than we do as women being a homegirl. And I just think that was so funny. But the way that he described it was like literally like having an annoying ass little sister. Like hearing about you dealing with this guy that keeps doing these things and you really want to put your hands on him. But like this is like you still got to just let her go through it. The stuff that they just have to deal with and listen to or watch out for to make sure that you're safe, or, they're showing up for you, that you're their little sister, essentially. It was just mad funny because that's really how it is. I really feel there's things that I'm willing to do like as a girlfriend to help you out and stuff like that. But like honestly, your guy friends do a lot more for you and when you think about the whole scenario. You get what I'm saying?
And most men will get it. And this is the argument that men are making. I understand that, some things that you're just like straight up better at. But for me, it seems like I'm going to have to take you out and I'm going to have to pay for you. I'm going to have to help you move things. It's like I'm your boyfriend, but we're not boyfriend and girlfriend. Like I'm doing things that I would do for my family. What can you do? Well, you get the opportunity for me to be around a person that's, just has good energy. Yeah, but, what is that going to do for me? You know what I mean? I still have to pay for that. I'm still taking you out. Like my money, my bank account is being emptied out because you won't pay for, like, you'll pay for your girlfriends, but you won't pay for me. And we're supposed to be homeboy and homegirl. How come? Why can you not get dinner? Why can you not get lunch this time? If you're sick, you want me as a friend because that's what you expect all your other girlfriends to do. Hey babes, are you okay? And then send them something or send you something, just like a little care package. Hey, get well soon. Right? You don't have to talk softly to a man if y'all are, friends. You don't have to do all of that. Hey, are you okay, boo? You don't have to do all of that. Hey, bro, just sending you something. That's how you, hey, I got you. I'm sending you something. I heard you was sick. Get up out of there. You can kind of joke around. You're like, what you doing? You faking sick? You calling work today? kind of bust his balls a little bit. And then, all right, check outside. I sent you something so you can stop faking sick. So if your boss call you, you can say, hey, look, I'm eating chicken noodle soup. Something like that. But modern women don't do that. They expect a man to do everything that a man would do in a relationship. And I'm talking about a committed relationship. I'm talking about a relationship you've been in for 6-7 months. 6-7 month relationship. Some of these people that already moved in, they expect you to do that, to operate on that level. Okay, pull her chair out because you're a gentleman. Okay, open the door for her just because you're a gentleman. Just because you're generous and chivalrous. Okay, pay for it's not a date. I wouldn't call it a date, but I'm not paying money. I'm not shelling out any money. So I guess it's the default. Step up and be the man. And these modern women have the nerve to say, well, if he doesn't do that, I don't know if I would want to be friends with somebody who's so stingy and doesn't want to pay for me. You don't pay for him. You don't give him anything. What do you give him? Except, like she said, just the stuff that men literally physically or sometimes they can't do certain things. What are you doing? Nothing. It's not really a friendship. He's in the friend zone. And once he recognizes, hey, we're not really friends, not like that. I'm just basically another person to you. I'm just a nice man to you. I'm not really your friend. I'm just a nice man. Oh, he's a nice man. He's a nice guy. He's a safe guy to be around. That's why modern women like gay guys. That's why they like to hang around gay men, because you're a guy and I still kind of get like the masculine here and there, but then you like girl stuff. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. So I'm expecting you as the guy who is safe. And I think you're safe because we connect on a lot of female or feminine stuff. I'm still expecting you as the guy to pay. We go out and you pay, right? Oh, don't worry about it, girl. I got it. Are you sure? Yes. I'm still expecting you to treat me after you, my queen. Now it's a little bit more of a feminine dynamic, but I want to be treated. I'm trying to get somebody to treat me. I'm trying to get around a man that I feel is safe enough, and I'm trying to get him to treat me. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I want. Gay guys are the middle ground. Feminine enough to talk about things that I like to talk about, to be in tune and feel the way I would want to feel or I would expect somebody to feel, but then also strong enough in a lot of cases, or stronger than me, to fend off any danger or anything. Maybe to give me the male side of things, right? Even though, once again, sometimes a little bit more feminine, he can give me the male perspective on things, how he sees it. And, even though, like I said, it's feminine, he's a man, so it's coming from a man. And I don't discriminate. I can use that in my research. I can tell another man told me this, and this. Even though it's completely and totally different because the headspace is different, I can still tell you that. And I won't tell you, which modern women don't do, I won't tell you the entire context behind what was said, why it was said, how it was said. I'll just tell you what I want you to know in order for you to do what I want you to do. Modern women are something else.
Can somebody explain to me why a guy being attractive or a guy knowing he's attractive makes girls so furious? I've had my fair share of interactions where for some reason the first time we meet, they feel this need to humble me, when I've done nothing but be kind and respectful the entire time. And I see this a lot at social gatherings as well. A girl will meet a guy who's pretty attractive, and she'll gauge the situation by being nice, seeing if he likes her or not. And the second she realizes that he does not like her, there is a switch that flips. She starts making jokes just about him, making fun of him, targeting him in a group setting. I don't understand why it triggers so many women that a guy is attractive. It triggers guys too, but that's a whole different topic. Please do not be this kind of person.
I am a single girly in my late 30s, and I do everything myself. I work from home, I do all of my chores, all of my housework, all of my farm work, all of my travel. I pay for everything by myself. I am truly going through life alone as a single person. And I hear and see a lot of other women also feel this weight of loneliness that can come upon you when you are going through life as a single adult. But what I don't ever see or hear is men who are in a similar season of life. Do you feel this same way? Or are you maybe just a little bit too prideful to admit that you are lonely and that you would maybe want to enjoy life with a partner? I'd love to know if men also feel the same way. The girlies are always going to talk, but I don't ever hear the men talking about it. So what do you all have to say?
I was on vacation with my friend and she's like, oh, this guy, he's gonna watch our drinks while we go to the bathroom. I tell her, like, it's fine. Like, you go to the bathroom, I'll sit here and watch our drinks. The guy didn't get the message. So he's sitting there and he's talking. After about like 3 minutes of talking to him, he's like, oh, by the way, like, I don't think we're a good match. I'm like, oh, okay. And like, I ask him why, just off of curiosity. And he's like, oh, because you're too much of a princess. I was like, oh, okay, how so? And he's like, well, you clearly get your nails done. You have your hair done. And you said you had braces before. And I said, yes. And he said, well, you seem just very high maintenance from what I observed. All of what he is talking about is personal hygiene. Like, so princess treatment is now personal hygiene. I completely understand why these men are single.
If I was a dude, my dating strategy would be to go to one of those mega cities where there's like way more hot chicks than there is attractive guys and start there. And I'm talking like New York City, Toronto. The girls in these places are so fucking tired of the options because there are none. And the guys, they got the pick of the litter. It's for every like really hot girl, and there's a lot of them. There's like maybe one guy that is a viable option. If you're even like remotely attractive, there is no competition in these cities as a guy. If you got money, man, you don't have competition anywhere. But if you don't got money and you're like and you're okay financially, but you're hot, the girls in this city will eat you up. My dating strategy as a girl would be a little different. I instead would be going to those places where, number one, maybe looks are not super valued or prioritized as much as like these mega cities like Miami, New York, Toronto. Maybe I'm going to the South, southern states. The men there, they got a good head on their shoulders. They got their head screwed on, right? Priorities are correct. They care about family, they care about God, and they're raised like gentlemen. Because these guys in these mega cities that have way too many options and no competition, those guys don't even want relationships. That's the gag of it, is they have so many options that now they can't settle down. Their brains are fried. But you do have the pick of your litter because there's legit, like I said, no competition. For girls, it's a completely different strategy. You got to go to like Europe or the southern states where the priorities are different. The guys have different values. They value and are taught that family is everything. They have that manly provider mindset, and provider goes beyond finances. These provider guys, they like want to take care of their families. They want families. Guys in the States, especially like the non-southern states, and like definitely guys in Canada, like they lost the plot. These motherfuckers will they will have a kid with you, move in with you, do all the things, and still not want to marry you. Still will be like, oh, nah, like we're not even that serious. What?
Well, you don't really have the pick of the litter because you guys aren't great to be around. I know you probably think that, you know, because these women put on a whole bunch of makeup and they wear a whole bunch of revealing stuff, and because it's like, oh man, she's bad. Oh man, she's great. She looks fantastic. If I were a man, I would want to. Well, you're not a man. And when you guys begin to talk, you show that you don't know what men want. You show that you don't think how a man thinks. You're showing us that the way you view the world is not the way that a man views the world. And that's why you're not getting picked. If I move to a different city, it's not because I'm pursuing a woman. It's because I'm trying to get money, right? I'm going to go get the money first. And once I have the resources secured, now I'm going to go look for a woman. But, and it depends on how much money I have, right? Because if, I have a pretty good amount of money, or let's say I just get tired. Now you do have those instances of, the passport bros where they say, hey, listen, I've made enough money, or, I don't need to be stationary. I can work from anywhere. They'll go to a different country and they'll find a wife there. But I might have a home base in my home country. Or, quite honestly, depending on how I feel, I might just live over there. After I get to know the culture and understand it and get to know the language, I like it so much over here, I might just stay. So it depends on what you want to do. There's a lot of options. But the first choice, the first order of business is not going to be like, oh man, well, let me go over here and see what's going on with all the women. The first order of business is going to be business. It's going to be getting money, right? It's going to be making sure that I'm stable, I'm secure. And then I'll come out and talk to you, right? Now, what y'all want and who y'all want to mess around with is a Chad and Tyrone. And they got a different set of principles, right? Yeah, man. And even at that, they're working on themselves, working on their body, their physique, working on their game. They're out there trying to pull women. But even those brothers are working. So even they're trying to get money because they understand how the game goes, right? They're more focused on, well, this is my hobby. Actually, a woman is my hobby. Whereas a man, a normal, average, everyday man is going to say, well, my hobby is, going to the gym. I really like going to the gym. I like watching anime. Might go out to the park. I might play frisbee golf, right? Those are my hobbies. Chad and Tyrone have just made modern women, or women, their hobby. They're in the business of messing around with girls, socializing, that whole thing. So that's what they do. But a lot of these men out here are not worried about y'all. You're going to be getting money. So this type of, well, move to this city and this, if there's money there, then I'll move to this city. And it's also equally as great because now I get to see a lot of beautiful women, as you say.
I just saw a reel on Instagram and it was like a joke. It was like this girl like showing her boyfriend her paycheck and it was only like $1,000 or something. And he's like, oh, that's cute. And then he puts his card on her Apple Pay because he was like, oh, that paycheck is cute. So he was like, I'm gonna just pay for all your stuff now. Is this shit real? Does this actually happen in real life? Because I wouldn't know.
Goodness freaking gracious. I don't know what I have to tell males, the average American male, to get them to understand that you're not a millionaire. You're not above average. And it's okay to be average, but stop pretending like you're above average and that a woman would marry you just to divorce you to get your little bit of money. You work at Walmart. You work in the distribution center. You work in the warehouse. You wear those fluorescent vests. You have no property in your name. You don't own a home. You don't have any real estate in your name. Your grandfather did not pass down an inheritance to you. I really be confused on what y'all think women are going to get from y'all by divorcing y'all. You're not a millionaire. You probably won't ever be. And that's okay. But stop being delusional by thinking that women will divorce you just for they'll marry you to divorce you for your money. That pocket change? Come on.
And yet y'all be in a man's face over that pocket change that you say you don't want. And yet y'all be saying, man, with that little pocket change, the least you can do is take me out over here to this high class fancy restaurant. You got enough money saved for that, don't you? The least you could do is pay for this or pay all these expenses for this, and this. With your broke self. Y'all know y'all say y'all don't want something, and then y'all go right back around and expect a man to do it after saying that y'all don't want it. Once again, modern women's minds are so one track. They're so focused on one thing instead of the totality of everything. It's always, well, I don't want your money. You're taking my time and my resources. A lot of men don't like to waste time. A lot of men don't like to waste money. They don't like to waste their resources, which is what modern women specialize in doing. Wasting your time, energy, your resources. So you're taking from you might, okay, let's go out to eat at Buffalo Wild Wings. I spend maybe about $50-$60, right? After all is said and done, right? Of money that honestly and truly, I didn't have. Not necessarily to be spending on somebody that's not even interested in me. So there's that, right? $60, maybe $70 if I paid a tip and stuff like that, right? But then I'm going to have to keep this up. So over time, I'm going to have to sustain over and over again, paying for somebody that's not going to reciprocate. And then that's when it becomes an investment. Can you think of anybody that would want to pay into something that doesn't pay a return, that doesn't give an investment? Can you think of that's a Ponzi scheme. That's a pyramid scheme. Well, I'll just get this man to give me this over here. I'll just get this man to give me this over here. I'll get this. And all of these men are taking from their treasure. They're taking from what they've put aside in their bank to give to you. You're digging for gold. Just because he doesn't have a lot of money, you're digging for gold. I'm looking, okay, I know I'm probably not going to find $1 million, but hey, I'm going to get here and I'm going to come down to another level and get the easy wins. That's what men are saying. Y'all are trying to trick men into thinking that you have to have a lot of money for a woman to be a gold digger. You don't. You don't. You're coming in there trying to pull from his resources. Oh, you know how to fix cars? Can you fix my car? And give nothing. So spend your time and your expertise. Give me that. That's golden. How many people out here, show of hands, would love to have a mechanic just fix your car for free? Free to you, but a cost to him. How many? Oh, a lot of people. Show of hands. How many people would like to get taken out to eat free for you on their dime to a $500 restaurant? Or let's say he sent me $20 for lunch, right? I go and take that $20 and I spend it on myself. I got another man that's going to take me out to dinner. That's $120. And I'm going to be able to eat this tomorrow for lunch. Now I didn't pay for lunch. I didn't pay for dinner, and I didn't pay for lunch again. That's 3 meals. That's 3 meals. And I keep my money. I'm pulling from somebody else's resource. They're taking out of their treasure chest and putting into mine. Gold digging. They're taking out of their resources and their abundance or lack thereof. Their sacrifice at that point and putting into mine. Gold digging. And once I have all of this stuff, your treasure chest is full. It's literally gold digging. Man, I don't want to pay for my nails. Let me see which man I can get to. I'll take 75. I'll take another 75. I'll put it in my chest. That's my nails. I'll take 150 over here from this man and in a lunch. I'll put it over here in my chest. Oh, he's going to pay $500 for my rent. Take this over here and put it on my chest. And put it in my chest, right? Oh, he's going to pay my utilities for a month. I'll take this over here and put it in my chest. That's gold digging. You guys got to start using your brains. You guys got to start breaking it down. That's me literally robbing what you have. I'm literally taking from what you have and I'm putting it into what I have. I'm literally taking from your investment, knowing that I'm not going to give you anything back, and I'm putting it into mine. And then I'm turning around and shaming you and saying, well, you shouldn't expect me to give anything back because I'm a woman. You should give that out of the kindness of your own heart. And then when the man breaks it down to you, what you're actually doing, you then try to say, well, at the end of the day, this is how it goes. So You want to be sassy or you want to be a man? Redefining the term. So you're stealing and then gaslighting. So you're a loser at the end of the day. You're gold digging. There's multiple things that you're doing that you don't understand, that you don't want to understand, quite frankly. And when a man, like I said, breaks it down to you, this is what you're actually doing. This is the game that you're playing. Anyways, y'all have to, at some point in time, realize this is... Do you get why men are not messing with you anymore? Do y'all get why men are not being men anymore? Because they didn't itemize and track this down. Where's my money going? Oh, I spent this on a woman. She didn't even like me. That's one. Okay, you can chalk that up to that we just didn't mesh. I spent another $85 over here, and that didn't even pan out. I spent another $60 over here, that didn't pan out. And so at the end of the month, now they're looking at their dating bill and they're saying, I spent $200 this month on dating. And I never even got a call back from any of them. I never even got a text back from any of them. I spent $200 to get no text back. And then they do it again the next month. I spent $300 with the dating apps included to get no text back and actually get blocked. I'm not doing that anymore. This woman indicated to me that she was interested in me. And so I've been bringing her flowers every week. That's $20, 20, 40, 60, 80. If you have 5 weeks in the month, 100. I just spent $100 on somebody that didn't even like me. She said she was hungry, so I sent her $50. I was going to send her 20, but I said, you know what? Lunch and dinner on me. So I sent her $50 for no text back in a block. Yeah, come on. Absolutely not.